My kids had tried me today, and I am 120% over it, so I'm giving away all of their toys. Every single one. They're all good. One just had a birthday last weekend, so there's new ones in here too. Come get them all at once, please, and pass on what you don't want. Literally 8 trash bags full, including the taco cart and the fridge. Oh yeah, no, it's a certified fact that kids calm down and absolutely go mellow when you sell all of their toys. That's totally not going to blow up in your face, let alone on the post alone. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video for the day. We're going back into r/iamatotalPOS because the world is just a big old dumpster fire, ever so getting bigger. If you guys would like to be absolutely amazing, show your support, and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up the wholesome internet discussions, and if you have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on them notifications. It would be really cool if we could actually get to 70,000 subscribers, and it seems like that's just over the rainbow. Okie dokie, leg go. New York City man, 33, is punched, stabbed, and robbed of his Cartier watch by a stranger he found talking to his girlfriend. A 33-year-old man was slashed and robbed outside of his Lower East Side apartment on June 6th around 7 p.m. I wasn't exactly sure of what the Cartier watch was, so I had to look up the prices for those. Some of those go from $7,500 to $11,000, and stuff like this just has me paranoid for having anything of any value on me. Some people in the comments were saying that his girlfriend had set him up, and I gotta say, with the watch being that expensive, that's one way to get it. I would not be surprised if the girlfriend had something to do with it. Like, more so than just being there as the person that this other guy was talking to. Egyptian lawyers says it's a national duty to that horrible thing to girls who wear revealing clothing like ripped jeans. I say that when a girl walks about like that, it is a patriotic duty to SH her and a national duty to that her, says Nabi Al-Wash. I don't even want to try to pronounce his name. I don't give this guy any respect. And really, it does suck that people out here really being comic book level evil. It just more so reaffirms some idea I have that the world really did splinter off and we're living in a bad timeline after 2012. Sheriff, mom stopped feeding baby and called it annoying. Investigators in Florida arrested a young mother on child neglect charges and said her 8-month-old baby suffered neglect since the day of his birth. I don't think I'll ever understand why there are some people in this world that think that you can do this thing in life but then get upset when you have to, oh yeah, take care of it. Like, oh no, yeah, no, you could have done a daycare, but no, that would cost money too, and then I'd also then have to take care of that. Wouldn't that be a pain for you, wouldn't it? You wanna know what's also a pain? Malnutrition. Last I checked, if you don't get your proper vitamins and nutrients and everything, you don't feel too good. 1 star, I took my 11-year-old son in to look around at some stickers. The guy behind the counter asked my son what kind of board he had. When my son told him, he proceeded to tell us that it was the absolute worst board for a beginner. My son is not a professional skater. He is just starting out. He doesn't even go to skate parks. He only rides around the neighborhood. My son really likes his board, and it works well for his purposes. Well, I left there with a very crushed little boy, almost in tears, over the insulting tactics the salesman tried on us. I would never, ever go back there. Good job, salesman dude. With a different approach, we might have bought an entirely new board, trucks, wheels, and a handful of stickers. Maybe you should try a less insulting approach. We will take our money elsewhere. The kid's father got really upset when I told him that Walmart boards do not work and don't really count as skateboards. And he began to weep, just being honest. Yeah, no, anybody that uses that whole just being honest phrase to try to justify them being an absolute dong, yeah, I don't like you inherently, that's not cool. Plus, you do realize maybe instead of telling him that the kid's board isn't an actual board, maybe try suggesting what he would like to do with next, you know, because maybe you'll be able to get somebody as a repeat customer, but nope, not after that lovely display of your attitude and salesmanship there. Like, what you should do is kind of like what I do whenever I'm working. Some people say, oh, I want to get this fish, I'm going to put it in a little bowl. We always try to tell them that's not exactly the best thing, but there are good alternatives. Like, we do have small fish tanks you can go with instead. They're a lot easier to maintain, and they're like, you can keep them attached to you and keep them interested, while at the same time making it so that it's easier on them and they have a better experience in the long run. But no, Dum-Dum out here wants to act like he's the higher intelligence, making a kid cry and everything. Heartwarming. New York landlord receives gift of a lifetime. Video. Tenant fatally shoves a landlord down the stairs in a dispute over rent, and there's actually a transcript and context to go with this that was in the comments for this. The story is this. Landlord was 71 years old, owner of the property. No, really, the landlords live in the basement with his wife. Upstairs tenant was in his 20s. The two had a dispute for the rent, and the tenant had given trouble in the past and was refusing to leave without paying the rent. Landlord lowered the rent from $400 to $200. I guess it wasn't enough for the tenant, and he tried to lock the landlord out of his house, by the way. Landlord was on the phone with his wife, telling her to call the police when the tenant shoved him from the top of the stairs to the concrete below where his head made an impact. Tenant was given 3 years in court. You know, for ending somebody's life. Only 3 years. That's nuts. 2 Roswell preschool teachers are arrested after parents watch an alleged hurt in live video from the classroom. I don't care if you're a teacher, daycare, whatever. If you do anything that involves a work around kids and you hurt the kids, I'm fairly certain you should not be allowed around kids. So I'm fairly certain nobody wants to be dropping their kid off to daycare and then have to fear that the kid's going to be punched. That should not be a thought that goes through anybody's mind whatsoever. Ah yes, the good old POS classic. I can park wherever I want. Let me guess, this must be in between the hazards flashing, or better commonly known as the I can park anywhere lights. Oh yeah, and way to go, going with the luxury brand where the only reason it's a luxury is because of that little fancy emblem on it. The cars are actually cheap and really easy to get. Like seriously, you can get a Maserati Ghibli for I think $28,000 now. No, they're just expensive to maintain, which is honestly just something I find funny every time I see those logos. The same thing with Land Rovers. They might seem like a luxury brand, but the only expensive thing about them is the cost to maintain them.
Juneteenth is whatever. We're closed. Enjoy our fried chicken and collard greens.
Okay, I'll tell you this right now. Fried chicken is awesome. Don't even try to knock it. Secondly, I feel like you're one of those people that are very upset over the fact that this holiday exists because, oh no, it's a black person. That must be absolutely horrible. And honestly, I gotta say, I did not realize that it had actually been something that people had been celebrating for a while now. I only realized it when it became a federal holiday. I had not known that it was actually something that's been celebrated in Texas for a very long time, actually. It's actually been celebrated in Texas as of June 19th, 1866, so it's been around for a while. It only became a national holiday as of, I think, 2 or 3 years ago at the time I'm recording this video. Oh yes, an ever so lovely POS example of I have a can of spray paint, time to become a true artist, where's a rock, I need to spray something on it. I think just bottom line, if you're going to spray paint anything, leave nature out of this. I've seen some places where I just downright question how people got access to it, like the side of a bridge that's 50 feet up in the air. That one I gotta say is kind of impressive. I think I've seen that around town. If I see it again, I'll have a picture of it, that's for sure, because it's actually a detailed artwork, not just somebody who decided to have an arm spasm with the can of spray paint. If you're gonna do any type of graffiti, like, actually try to put some effort into it. Don't just try to tag it thinking it's gonna do something good for you. And at the same time, don't have it on anybody's private property. That one should just be common knowledge. And just also have it be in a place where it's not going to be an inconvenience for anybody. Horrifying moment, groom beats wife at their wedding after flipping when his bride won a game on stage during a toast in Uzbekistan. Catch the bouquet, not hands. Why is that hard to understand? Seriously, if this is happening at the wedding, I have a bad feeling this has been happening for a while. I can imagine something like that happening, especially at a wedding, is very much something that isn't just a change of face all of a sudden kind of thing. This old burying ground of St. Modwen's Church, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, the last resting place of many generations of Burton people, has been converted into a garden of remembrance to perpetuate the memory of all of those of this county of borough who, on active service or as the result of enemy action, gave their lives in the World War of 1939 to 1945, which I'm guessing is World War II. And I can't scroll up all the way because YouTube doesn't approve of that symbol whatsoever. It shows a lovely example of a winning sperm cell thinking they're cool by doing that on top of a remembrance of a World War II memorial. Only way I've described this in the past is the German throwing star. It's pretty much pretty straightforward. You should probably know what I'm talking about. Vandals tagged 30 sites along Yosemite Fall Trail with graffiti, park officials say. Look, Yosemite, Yosemite Sam, I don't care what you call it. That's what I call it because I grew up with Looney Tunes. But I give it about 7 years before even state park rocks are behind barbed wires. Because seriously, why do people think that they can just tag anything they want? I can even imagine that the spray painting community would look down on something like this. Like, you guys guys, they have standards I could imagine. Extra security at Lynn Brennig after a nest is destroyed. It was a shocking wildlife crime when a platform holding an osprey nest was cut down, stopping the birds from breeding last year. Oh hey yeah, I have nothing better to do. I'ma mess with the bird's house. Whenever I see stuff like this, oddly enough, I always think back to B-Movie, because even though it was a really out there kind of movie, it did have a solid point in portraying the importance of the bee as an animal or an insect or whatever you want to call it. But the main point is, like, disturbing the ecosystem is not cool. You're very much not a good person, very much you're a waste of a winning sperm cell, like I've stated before. Unfortunately, this subreddit has a good lot of them. Like, no joke, they could just slap a Trojan logo over this subreddit and they can make a full commercial out of it. But with that, that is going to have to be it with the video. If you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support and see more videos like this one in the near future, because unfortunately that trash pile ain't getting smaller anytime soon. Be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up them wholesome internet discussions, and if you have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on them notifications. Maybe check out another video or two, that'd be darn dandy of yous. But with that, I'll be sure to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.